So hello to all of you joining us via live stream and everybody here in the meeting with me this evening. Thank you everybody for coming out and joining us. This is one of our Thursday Zoom meetups, and these are the public facing part of the vidwheel Creator Network, or the VCN. And what is the VCN? It's a group that brings together solopreneurs who aspire to take their businesses to the next level with self-produced video. We draw on the experience of the community and industry experts to guide us through the process of making video and making it work for our businesses, giving you better reach, efficiency, and growth. If you find that intriguing, join us for our next event. Of course, stick around here at this event and then join us for the next one too. We are kicking off Make It Video Month today, and it's a month where we explore the use of video in traditionally live business activities, but we're looking at how to do it better to improve your reach and your impact by using the medium. We'll have more content and events in this vein throughout the month. So if you're interested in joining the next one, it's going to be on September 15th, the next one of the Zoom meetups. That one will be at noon Eastern, and it features Julie Migliacci presenting Avoiding Zoom Burnout and Other Virtual Event Tips. And that can be found in any live streams I come up with in the meantime at events.vidwheel.com. That should be in the description for your live stream, and for folks in the meeting, it is now in the chat. So you can always find the next one at that same link. So with all that out of the way, let's get on to the main event. We're going to hear from Carolyn Cooper-McOuatt, and she is going to talk to us about networking in a video world. Carolyn runs a big and broad, I guess maybe is the best word for it, or far-reaching networking group called the Grand Connection. Carolyn, are you ready?
I am so ready.
All right.
Welcome everybody online, as well as our community here. And I just want to say, Neil, I just love what you're about. We met a few months ago, and instantly I felt an immediate connection with you. I felt a respect for you. I really feel your passion to support solopreneurs, small to medium-sized businesses, to really take on video within their business, to create more visibility, more professionalism, and increase their clientele. So thanks for inviting me. I really appreciate it, because this is an area that I think is the game changer. I've been passionate about networking for over 30 years. As I'm in my 6th chapter here, and since COVID hit, I know that I believe this is the way to build your business. Before COVID, people thought that they had to just do business geographically, just within their local market. And we started the Grand Connection on March 15th, 2020, standing at the Grand Canyon, thinking, all I could think about looking at this miracle of a view was all these businesses that would be suffering. And I was standing beside my friend Susan Jarima, and I said, we got to do something. And she said, well, why don't we go online? And I said, well, I've never been online. Honestly, before March 2020, I wasn't even online, on video, on Zoom, ever. So we started off just serving businesses locally, all our clientele. We invited them to teach them about video, teach them about Zoom, teach them about global marketing, like you do there, Karen, and just teach them how to connect together. We were really bad in the beginning, to be honest, but it was a humbling journey. And for those people who haven't seen this incredible opportunity to look at your business as a global business, I am inviting you right now, and I'm giving you permission to really change your perspective and look at that as an opportunity. In the last 2 years, we have had over 5,000 businesses come to the Grand Connection for our events, and 35 countries, people. And you know what? There is so much opportunity out there, and businesses are really looking at running their business as a business in a different way. So what I want to talk to you about is this opportunity to network with intention. And I'm going to share 6 grand principles of networking in a few minutes. And I want you to just think about this as an incredible opportunity for every single person listening right now, because it is. We have people collaborating in our community from Florida to Australia, from Scotland to British Columbia, Canada, from Toronto, Canada to Texas. So the mindset I want you to do is just open your mind just for, 15 minutes, however long, but really look at this as part of your marketing strategy. I mean, people look at social media, they look at different things, but the great, beautiful part of networking on Zoom is you can go have a cup of tea, you can go have your hike, and then sit down in front of your computer and connect with people that could be brilliant collaboration, strategic alliances. And my experience in the last 2 years, yes, it's been humbling. I was never on Zoom, but I live on Zoom now, and I love it because I meet such great people. And there is really good people out there to connect with, to create new opportunities, and to collaborate. So I'm just going to share my screen here with the 6 grand principles of networking. And we call them making grand connections. And it is a shift in mind. Like we had a chat before we came on here live and say, I used to go to networking events. I used to go to chamber events, and I'd introduce myself to one person and I'd, give them the business card. We'd have a conversation. Maybe I'd leave with a few business cards. Maybe I'd leave with a few opportunities that maybe we could have a coffee chat after. Now you have an opportunity of being on Zoom. Our events, we have between 70 to 150 businesses at each event. And we have breakout rooms. So you have opportunity to meet 3, 5, 10, 15 other businesses in a really safe setting in breakout rooms, and introduce yourself and see if there's links, see if there's a connection, see if there's an opportunity. So when you look at these 6 grand principles of networking, I'm going to highlight on each one. And I'm going to go through clarity first, then I'm going to focus on trust, and something that we are really passionate about at the Grand Connection. Oh, just to let you know, everything's grand around here all the time. So it's grand giving. It's being in service to other people, because that makes the difference. See, Neil was in service to me. He connected me with another organization. We just did an event yesterday with 73 businesses at it because of Neil introducing me to Donnie Bovine of Success Champion Networks or Networking. We put on this incredible event called He Sells, She Sells. And wasn't it great, Neil? I mean,
it was awesome. Yeah. Yeah, it was any of those collaboration events that Carolyn puts on, because that I know you did that with Siobhan as well, over in Ireland, and just incredible stuff. Anytime you do them, I want to know about them.
Well, exactly, and people, it's so interesting to meet other businesses and connect with them in other countries, even people that do exactly the same thing you do. We find there's great collaboration partnerships there to do a summit, a workshop, a podcast. I mean, some businesses have come and formed other services by collaborating together. So I'm going to go through clarity, trust, grant giving, all about follow-up, systems, and where's Barb? She knows all about systems here, and the purpose that you're going to go through. So I'm going to stop my share here. Also, I have a really good handout that Neil can put into the chat. So feel free to download that. We've been teaching businesses for about the last year and a half how to network effectively. And I think that if you can plan out and have clarity on what networking is for you, and use your time wisely with intention and setting those specific outcomes that you want to receive from networking, that's what it's about. I see a lot of people network that just present themselves and leave. I mean, you're here to build relationship. See, Neil and I built a relationship. He connected me with it. So it happens all the time. And there's just great people. And so part of our philosophy is you don't have to do this alone. We actually think it's wrong. It's just alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. And that's Helen Keller. And I love that quote. So I'm going to start with clarity. Okay. I believe that in networking, we have to network with intention. So before you come to the event, have your links ready to share in the chat. Have your next program ready to recommend. Have your business name, your website, your email, have that all ready. So when you're at the networking event, you can be completely present and clear in connecting. And also, I think you have to know who exactly your ideal client is. Have clarity on that. So who are those people? Who are the people that you love to serve, and share that with the people that you meet with. So that's the clarity piece. The next one is trust. And with trust, I believe that what's really, really critical with this is people buy services from people. So, you want to develop a trusting network, because you've heard the phrase, your network is your net worth. Well, it's true. It's very true. I mean, Susan and I have been blessed with meeting so many extraordinary expert speakers from around the world, by other people saying, you might want to meet this speaker on marketing, or this speaker on emotional intelligence, or this speaker on vitality and confidence, or this speaker on sales. So, there has to be trust that you build over time. And building your network, really getting out there and meeting more people, is how you can create what we call the network effect. So what happens, you meet 2 people, and then it turns into 4, and then it turns into 8, and then it turns into 20. So it's really about building, I think, a reputation of integrity. And that is how you build the trust in your network. And, I always look for people I share my same core values. Neil does. Neil loves his family, looks after his kids. I love hearing about that. And he really cares about his community. That's one of my core values. I know through community, we can solve any problem. We can have a resource for anything that we need. So it's through community. And Neil, you're developing your own community here, which I think is absolutely glorious. And I really respect that, because we're doing it the same at the Grand Connection. And there is no competition, people. Every community, I think you need a few homes of networking, to be honest. Whether it's here or at Donnie's, or it's ours, or Chauvin in Ireland. You got to find your community that can support you and guide you, inspire you, kick your butt to keep stretching out of your comfort zone and do different things, create videos so that's how you build the trust. And, I just think that being genuine, real, authentic, and being you is how you do that, is building trust. So the next one is grand giving. Oh my goodness, my favorite. So we have this incredible community, and this community is the same, Neil. I heard the conversations you had together. This is a very supportive community. So is ours. So if you get in a breakout room and say, well, this is what I'm looking for, this is my greatest issue or challenge or problem, who do you know that can help me with that? People bring you the answers. They bring you the solutions. They bring you the concepts and ideas. You can move through issues and challenges at light speed. So I love the concept of grand giving. And I always ask this question. When I meet someone for a Zoom chat, how can I help you? How can I be of service to you? And I said that to Neil, and he said, do you want to come and speak to our group? And I said, I'd love to. So this is me being in service to Neil and you. So I think all of us, if we could level up the willingness to be in service, as my Auntie Marge always said in her 90s, is you will reap a tenfold harvest. And at the Grand Connection, we have grown so much through our people. You know, Susan and I are two people. We have virtual assistants that do Barb standard operating procedures for us, just saying. I know you love that. But the truth is, you can't do this alone. So to build up this community by grand giving, I mean, people are so generous in our community. I'm shocked sometimes. You know, I mean, they give workshops and seminars, and every month we have a master class on the theme of the month. Next month is LinkedIn, how to build relationship in social media. And we have JD speaking for us on September the 15th. And then one of our members, Diana Morgan, is going to talk about the different platforms of social media and how to build relationships with that. She does a 2-hour deep dive experiential teaching workshop. So, you know, it really is about us all coming together here. So the next one is follow-up. If there's anything, when I used to be in sales, you know, 30 years ago, people always said to me, if there's one thing that Carolyn does, anything I ask her, she follows up. So I made that my greatest strength, and it needs to be yours too. So follow up, you know, answer those emails in an efficient amount of time, you know, connect with them on LinkedIn. You meet them at a networking event, connect with them on LinkedIn. If you see some synergy, or if intuitively you know that you could do something together, or their clientele would be strategically a great fit for your clientele, come together, have conversation, because it's really important that we reach out more. I think people spend too much time, well, maybe editing their videos when they should hire you, Neil, but honestly, in operations and busy work, we need to meet people. It's, you know, Donnie and I yesterday had this absolute synergy in, you know, we need to meet more people, connect with more people to see the possibilities and see how I can help you, Karen, and how I can help you, Barb, because it really does come back. It's a circle of abundance. It truly is. Now, systems. Oh my goodness. So we need to look at, let me just switch to that. With our systems, we need to have the systems in place for efficiency. So your customer relationship management system. You need to have your systems in place that you make sure that things happen on time when they need to, because systems are connected to the trust. If I think that I'm doing Neil's event and he doesn't have in his system to follow up on me and make sure that I have the link and share some of the love, yeah, we're looking forward to having you come speak, which of course he did, then, you know, there's a gap, there's something missing. So I think system is connected to follow up, but also it's connected to trust. And the purpose of networking is to grow your network and build those meaningful relationships to create strategic alliances. I have strategic alliances in every area of my business, from, you know, personal development to have what I call my dream team in place that they can support me when I'm stuck. I have strategic alliances that have brilliant marketing perspectives, thinking about doing this program. You know, what do you think? What can I add? So it's really about creating a purposeful intention to grow your business, to use your time, your energy efficiently, because a lot of people waste time networking. They have no purpose. So is your purpose to gain those strategic alliances, or is your purpose to gain, you know, 10 new clients this month? Is your purpose to, you know, build your network in regards to expanding your business to other countries? That's what I'm inviting you to do. Expand your vision. Your purpose may be to expand your vision, to attract customers from different countries. I mean, my vision has been that I want to have every English-speaking country come to the Grand Connection. And I keep adding it up. 35 countries we've had in less than, well, 2 years, basically. And to me, that's an extraordinary thing. And so I'm just going to review it again. Be super clear on who you are, how you serve, and the value that you bring. Because it's the value that people want to connect. It's like a magnet. If you're very clear on who you are and the value that you represent authentically, genuinely, then people want to do business with you, or they want to form that strategic alliance partnership. And to build trust, we have to be a person of our word. And, you know, I think the world is yearning for people they can trust right now. And Neil, you're a very trusting soul. And I mean, that's what attracted me. I can just feel it in your energy and everything. And I can feel your intention, you know, so build those trusting relationships, and it takes time. You know, you're not going to meet with someone the first time and, you know, do business together. It might take a first meeting, a second meeting. It might take, you know, whatever it takes. But if you know that this person shares the same core values as you do, you can feel it, I think, personally. You can feel if someone has a lot of integrity. You can feel if someone is professional. If someone is completely dedicated to serving in their business, you can feel that. So that trust is critical. Grand giving. See how you can serve. Is it sharing resources? I bet you got a ton of resources, Neil. I bet you do.
I do.
I know. Right? And share contacts. You know, I mean, Donnie shared you, or you shared Donnie, and back and forth. And so just be willing to look what they need, ask. You know, what's in the way of you being more successful in your business right now? How can I help you? What do you need? What do you want? What is your big ask? That's what I always say. And also in follow-up, make sure that when you have that intuitive hit, that this is, oh, now that's someone I want to follow up with. Do it. Do it in the meeting. I always say, book the meeting in the meeting. Have your calendar link ready. Communicate with them in the chat directly. Just say, I'd love to, this is how I say it, to have a Zoom chat or a Zoom coffee with you. Here is my calendar link. Because what happens is business, you're meeting with a client, you're looking after the kids, and then time goes by, and follow-up has to be done within 24 hours of that meeting, because that they'll forget you, guaranteed. And then systems, find the systems, talk to people about the systems that they use. Operations is critical. It can free you. Virtual assistants can free you. I honestly, we have virtual assistants, and it's freed me to do what I really love to do more. So I'll give you another secret. Make a love to do list, and on the other side, willing to let go list. And just start passing it off. So anyway, so that's freedom. Systems is freedom. And the purpose, decide your purpose of networking and come to the Grand Connection. For heaven's sake, you can come to 2 events for free to the Grand Connection, grandconnection.ca. And we have a beautiful membership hub that you can put your video in there, Neil, inside there with your introduction so people can see you, experience you. We have lots of connections within our membership. We have an opportunity, Karen, for signing up as a member. You can go into our membership and we have listings. So you can put your podcast, you can put your book, you can put your presentation in there, and it goes out to over 100,000 reach. So we are a marketing hub for you too. And then we have every video of the expert speakers, the master classes, as well as the grand interviews that we've done with really incredible people that are keynote speakers from around the world in the hub, all recorded that you can watch to be inspired and to learn. So we really welcome you to come to the Grand Connection community, and I hope that I see you at our next event. Thank you.
And excellent, Karen. That very well done. I love all those points. I did just share in the chat in meeting here the Grand Connection website and the coupon.
Yeah.
Do you want me to put that out on live stream, or should we keep that in here?
For the people here.
All right.
But anybody that's on live stream, just go to grandconnection.ca. Our membership, all those benefits is only $39.99 a month. We want to be the Netflix of networking. That's our dream. And we have a big vision in the next 5 years to have 5,000 members. That's our dream. Yeah.
All right. I put that website out.
Okay, awesome.
No discount if you didn't come to the meeting. Sorry.
Exactly. You got to be here to win.
You got to be in it. So does anyone here or on live stream have any questions for Carolyn? I usually load up a few if nobody's got one off the top of their head. But any questions on those elements of networking, or I don't know, comments on your own experience in the space? I'll just give it a moment. Anybody? All right, I'm going to go ahead and hop in then. You touched on one of my it looks like Karen had something at the last moment. I'm going to give my 2 cents here, and then we'll get back to Karen, right? Okay. You touched on one of my very favorite things, and this doesn't just apply to networking. This applies to all kind of digital communication for business. But if you're in a small market, and a lot of the folks in this meeting that, in the small town that I started up in here, right? City of Buffalo's, what are we at? Like maybe number 53, 54 market in the US right now. We're not a huge market, right? Small markets, far markets. If you're out in the middle of nowhere and you have been driving 3 or 4 hours in the past to get to client meetings or whatever, and low rent markets, right? Like markets where it's not as you're not going to get the same kind of invoicing power that you would in some of the higher rent markets. All of those, you need to take advantage of reach, right? And like this, networking through video or digital networking is an incredible way to do it. I usually look at it through the lens of video and video content as well. But these are all ways to reach well out of your market and go way beyond that one handshake conversation you have at a networking event to something where you're talking to somebody across the world, and maybe you're talking to 100 people with one video versus just one at a time. So I love that. I think you nailed it. And now we'll let Karen talk.
Can I add to that for 1 second?
Sure, go for it.
Just that, honestly, my parents used to say this to me. It was an expression: the world is not your oyster, Carolyn. Well, the world is actually now. And the truth is, you have to just show up and get yourself to networking events and just see the possibility, just experience it. Even if you've never been a part of a global virtual networking community. You just need to book it in your calendar today and make it happen. Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Karen.
Perfect.
Oh no, that's plenty. Okay. I guess without well, I'm like, how you show up, this is not ideal how business attire, I like came in, threw my stuff down. I wanted to get to the start of it, but how important do you think your presentation, your background, like how you dress? I mean, you should show up to these all professional.
Absolutely. Karen, when we started the Grand Connection, that's what we taught people mainly in the beginning. Like my background is my office. When I do my big events, I have my green screen. I have a stand that I can just pick up and move around. I mean, the investment to create a really professional background is so minimal, less than $150 or something. But, I always look good from the here up. Usually I have my sweatpants on. I have slippers on right now. And the truth is, I think that there is this intention to connect through the camera with the people. Like people always say to me, how do you hold a room of 150 people for 2 hours, Carolyn? It's
online.
Because of my desire to connect. Because I really, really love people and I love connecting. So to look professional, absolutely. But it's really just from here up. I mean, that's
right. I could have tried harder.
No, seriously, it is. And, I think your background needs to represent your brand. I really do. So, whether it's, a green screen with your logo, or whether it's, you have to be you too, though. I mean, I'm all about authenticity and showing up as the genuine you. So this background is me. My house is very colorful. I love it. And on that picture, it says, it costs nothing to dream and everything not to. I mean, that's my life. So I
love that.
This represents me and the energy of that. Because to me, energy is everything. So how you show up, the wonderful thing about Zoom, you can go make your dinner and then just plunk yourself down in your chair and show up and connect with, 10 people, 20 people. Yet I think you have to feel good about yourself. So people always tease me, you've always got really good hair, Carolyn. I said, yeah, it's not my little ritual in the morning. I like to feel good about myself because I think I show up better,
For sure. And can I double dip, Neil? I was going to
go for it.
About a CRM that you particularly recommend. I've been trying some. I have not found one that I love.
Okay. I love this one. I recommend it to all my clients. One of our members recommended it to me and I switched to it and I love it. And it's very inexpensive, which I also love because I think entrepreneurs out there invest so much money in this software and that one. And they use maybe, 4% of what the software can do. But this one is fantastic. And they're actually improving it as time goes on. The lady that recommended it to me runs a international podcasting production company.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah. Her name is Michelle Abraham. She has a company called Amplify. We run a group called the Grand Podcasters within the Grand Connection. Oh, cool. So we have communities within our bigger community as well. And her and two other people at membership run the group, but it's called Honeybook.
Never heard it.
I know. It's super reasonable. And it's, if you have a huge complex company with lots of different arms and her company is very big and she loves it. And when she recommended it, I went, okay. And I've been using it and also recommending it to my clients and they love it too. You can really
fantastic. Thank you. That's perfect timing. I've been struggling there and I'm like, I'm one that can get hung up on technology and try it all. And I just want to make a decision and move forward.
Yeah. I've heard good things about that one too. I've not used it personally, but yeah. Good recommendation there. Excellent. Let's see. Oh, Laura says they have specials for $1 a month. Their website has some great free resources as well.
Yes.
So another vote for Honeybook. That's good. And yeah, what was I going to come back to? I think I was going to come back to, Carolyn, is you had mentioned authenticity, and earlier in your presentation, you kind of mentioned the know, like, trust, and you have to kind of go through these steps. That was another thing that I wanted to hit on, and actually Donnie goes with this all the time. The way I think he kind of defines authenticity is easier for people to wrap their heads around, which is you can't have two versions of you. There can't be a business you who's like one way, real assertive, or, real, I don't know, some other stuff, and then another version of you that's completely different, because that is an exhausting thing, and you're never truly authentic in whichever role you're pretending in, and it comes through in everything you do. So you just gotta kind of be yourself, foibles and all, right? And
absolutely, and just be you. If you make a mistake, oh well. I mean, we're all human here, like everybody. And I love the way he talks about that too. But think of how, like you said, exhausting it is to be one person here and a different person. There's just no way that you can do that. And you learn to really be comfortable in your own skin. That's what I love. And as I get older, I just give myself more and more permission to just be me, because energetically is you got to cherish your energy and honor that. So to show up in business exactly who you are is absolutely critical too. I agree.
Yeah, I think that's a huge one. Do we have any other questions from folks on live stream or anyone in the meeting now? So you can either pop them in the chat or you can raise your hand. And if you make me keep talking for much longer, I'm just going to go to one more of mine. So, all right, going once, going twice. All right, here's the other thing that I thought was that I've heard you say, and I just want to kind of reiterate it. Book the meeting in the meeting, I think, is an incredible, and I heard you say that yesterday at the SEN Grand Connection kind of networking mixer there. Book the meeting in the meeting is just great advice. And I think that can go way beyond just networking, right? Yeah. But it's that take action type of thing, right? If you plan to take action, you've done nothing really. And when you take that action, whether it kind of works out ultimately or, it doesn't, at least you're kind of moving forward. And I think that's the most important piece there, right?
Well, I do too. And here's another piece around that. I always listen to my intuition. It's really, really wise. And as I get older, more and more and more. And, when you get that hit, that this person's interesting. Like, I think there's something here. I'm going to reach out to them. So you do it in the chat, they set up, but set an intention before you meet. So I'll tell you my intention before I met with Donnie. I wanted to do a mixer. I wanted him to say yes to a mixer. And I knew that he hadn't made that decision before, but I knew that our community and his community would be a great fit together. So, in order to decide on that end result outcome, have it clearly defined and the value for them, as well as share the value for you, because it's all about value. Like I always say, value equals money. It's true. If you can show up and create value, Donnie's already said to us, let's do this again. And I'm like, yes, because it was really fun and very meaningful. The information was powerful for all those businesses to learn the significance of how important it is to build relationships with people and, invite the business. So for me, I think setting a very clear outcome, intention, and to see where the core values are a match. have them written down and your meaning of your core values to match with, because those are the only people that you're going to form a strategic alliance with. I mean, Donnie put as much invitation into this event as we did. And, you know, that's a win-win-win for us and him and every single person who was there and all the businesses watching the video in our membership hub. Yeah. So, you know, just be really clear on the value that you bring and what you notice with them. Yeah.
All right. Right on. And with that, we are coming up on our 9 Eastern shutdown time. So I'm going to do a couple last notes. We may have an opportunity for the folks in the meeting to have another question or two. So keep thinking on those. But to all of you who joined us via live stream, thank you all for coming out. And thank you everybody who's in the meeting too. Again, our next one of these Zoom meetups features Julie Migliacci presenting Avoiding Zoom Burnout and Other Virtual Event Tips. That's on September 15th at noon Eastern and can be found at events.vidwheel.com. And with that, I say, thanks again for coming out. And let me remember how to stop the live stream.